In the year of 1981, at the tender age of 3, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism identified as a sannyasi and was initiated into Bala Sannyas, dedicating his life to enlightenment. As a sannyasi, he wears kavi-colored cloth. However, on certain occasions, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism will wear various colored clothes. Hello, I would like to address the question, why does the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism wear colored dresses? I will give the context and the Shastra Pramanas from the ancient Hindu scriptures. Let us dive deeper in understanding more about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's divine royal rights with political and spiritual lineages, and in turn, learn about his traditional attire. The immaculately well documented, unbroken lines of succession include the Suryavamsa Sarangi Samrajam, the Chandravamsa, and the Agnivamsa lineages, just to name a few. His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam is one who belongs to the royal Adi Saiva lineage, descended from the great Chola kings of Suryavamsa. He is the direct incarnation of Paramashiva, the ultimate divinity and originator of the lineage of the Suryavamsa, who now again has revived the true science of yoga that was first given to Surya by him and from there on to Manu and to the various rishis, and is the Raja Guru of the Suryavamsa, Sarvanyapitham, Sarangi, Samrajam. With the signing of the coronation deed, the KAILASA Parampagatha Suryavamsa Sarvanyapita, the Sarangi kingdom, with its titles, palaces, and all related authorities, have been transferred in the entirety to the current coordinated emperor of the Sarangi kingdom. That is His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. As of 2004, and it is legalized on May 21st, 2019. All decisions regarding the kingdom of Sarangi will henceforth happen as per his will and commandment. There is divine lineage as well, the cosmic lineage that spreads the cosmic principles, the Dharma. The Suryavamsa, or the lineage of the sun, has existed from time immemorial, having been created from the right eye of Lord Paramashiva himself, with the recorded history starting with the reign of Isivaku, son of Vaishyavattamanu, who in turn was the son of Surya, the sun god himself, and which lineage throughout history has upheld the royal principles of integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and enriching and upholding Dharma above all. Kailasa is established by Paramashiva. The ancient Hindu scriptures describe in detail whatever the king values in his country is Dharma. One way the king or Raja keeps tradition alive in that is when a kingdom is won over, he must wear the clothes as per that country's customs with respect to the native indigenous and local traditions of culture. And that is why, based on different occasions, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism wears different colors and various types of attire. We have the ancient scripture from the Kautila Artha Shastra, speaking of the Raja who wins over the kingdom, and it states, he shall adopt the way of life, dress, language, and customs of the people, and show the same devotion to the gods of territory, and participate in the people's festivals and amusements. He shall please the chiefs of the town, country, castes, and guilds. The ill, the helpless, and the distressed shall be helped. The slaughter of animals shall be prohibited on certain days and are in themselves a charter of just administration. That's verses 13, 5.3 through 15. So, with the understanding of the SPH's royal lineage as king and as Raja, we can see he honors the code and conduct in all capacities, including the traditional Veda agamic attire of these titles. We will now see this is but one aspect of this fascinating topic. Why does the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism wear colored clothes? We have learned it is his birthright, and now we will also discover his clothing colors and styles are also his spiritual right. Let us discuss Who is a Paramahamsa and what does that mean? A Paramahamsa is beyond the conventional understanding of sannyas. I will allow. Paramahamsa Nithyananda, as his name indicates, is a Paramahamsa. What is the definition of a Paramahamsa? We will refer to the Upanishads, the Vedic scriptures, which describe in detail the characteristics of a Paramahamsa. The Paramahamsa Upanishad says the Paramahamsa carries neither the staff, nor the hair tuft, nor the holy thread, nor any coverings. The quarters are his coverings. A Paramahamsa is a term used to describe someone who is beyond the usual rules and regulations of being a sannyasi or a monk. They are not bound by dress codes and they are not bound by any other external constraints. Instead, they are one with the universe, beyond the limitations of the body and the mind. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has said in multiple public addresses, a Paramahamsa is one with the universe, beyond the boundaries of the body and the mind. The scriptures in the Guru Puja mantras say, Akasha Tattvam Vastram Sayat. The clothing covering his body is the sky. There are enlightened beings who live in solitude in higher regions like the Himalayas, spreading positivity and teaching the ultimate truths. Nithyananda is one such Paramahamsa. Having attained self-realization or enlightenment, this is a state that goes beyond the physical and includes the metaphysical. When a Paramahamsa comes to society to teach the ultimate truths, because of the social norms, he wears clothes. These can be any color of the rainbow and not necessarily the saffron robes of a sannyasi. We can see in many pictures of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, he has worn many colors besides saffron. In the case of Paramahamsa Nithyananda, it is also to be noted that he has disciples of all ashramas, brahmacharis, grihastas, vanaprasthas. So it is not only that a sannyas training was given. Married couples are also given their path of spiritual growth. There is a precedent to this case in this regard. There is a court case against Bhagavan Ramana Maharishi, where he describes how he is an Atit ashrama, one who is beyond all ashramas. A Paramahamsa is also an Atit ashrama, as he is beyond all the varnas and the ashramas. Understanding some of the characteristics of a Paramahamsa, here are some scriptural references. The Jivan Mukti Viveka describes as this. The Paramahamsa is the aesthetic of the highest order. He attains liberation even while living in the body, and this is called Jivan Mukti. In the Jabala Upanishad, verse 5, Attire objects that giving up of the sacred thread worn by a Brahmana is not permissible. Yajnavalkya replies that self-knowledge is the real sacred thread for the Paramahamsa. So the absence of the external sacred thread is the sign that the sannyasin belongs to the Paramahamsa category. It is further said in this Upanishad that they are without the external signs of ashrama, bound by no forms of conduct. The Sutta Samhita describes an Atitvarna ashrama in the 5th chapter of the section on liberation. He is the teacher of disciples belonging to all the 4 ashramas. He never becomes a disciple of anyone else, and he is the teacher of teachers. He is the one who has realized the supreme truth, and he is all bliss and is the witness of all 3 states of waking, dream, and deep sleep. He has attained the firm conviction that Varna and Ashrama are imaginary superimpositions on the body, brought about by Maya, and that he, being the pure Atma, has no connection with them. Having realized that he is the self, he is beyond all the duties enjoined for the 4 ashramas. After acquiring knowledge on the concept of Paramahamsa, we now comprehend that they surpass the conventional understandings of sannyas, which restricts them from wearing anything but saffron. Rather, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, as Paramahamsa, is entitled to adorn himself in traditional attire of various hues, as per the scriptures that prescribe such apparel as a royal king also. The colors and styles of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's clothing are not only validated politically, but also spiritually. Within the Hindu tradition, the Sri Adi Guru Dakshinamurti epitomizes the expression of Paramashiva as the guru of all knowledge. This manifestation of Shiva personifies supreme awareness, comprehension, and knowledge, serving as an emblem of Shiva as teacher. The guru is the central figure of the Hindu civilization in both spiritual and sovereign aspects. In the spiritual life, the guru is the one who continuously works for aligning the people towards spiritual solutions. As a teacher, he attends to the people individually and brings them out of their problems with spiritual guidance. As the leader of the sovereign entity, the guru guides the kings, queens, generals, and other members of the ruling body of the kingdom in their governing practices to guide the civilization as a whole towards common goal of expansion or superconscious breakthrough. Salutations to Sri Guru, who, with the Koliram stick of knowledge, opens the eyes of the one who is blinded by the darkness of ignorance. This is the Guru Gita, 34th verse. The Guru demonstrates Kriya Pada by wearing Veda Agamic traditional attire. Let us discuss one more aspect of colored clothes. During special occasions like a Bhava Samadhi Darshan, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism may choose to dress in traditional attire that represents a particular bhava. The clothing, styles, colors, and jewelry worn by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism hold significant meaning, as he will dress in a way that reflects the bhava he is embodying during that Bhava Samadhi Darshan. Questioning the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's colorful dresses may constitute discrimination and violate laws protecting the right to express oneself through clothing and prohibiting discrimination based on religion or cultural identity expressed through dress. We have now seen several ways in which the traditional attire plays an important role with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and how we experience and relate to the state, space, powers, and being of Paramashiva. Paramashiva, the form of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, spiritually and politically, Paramashiva, King, Guru, Avatara. In the Kiryana Agama, the Mahatantra, in the Charyapada, it says, "For ages, the great human beings have happened on our planet who have ascended to divinity by their immense spiritual vows and practices. And for eternal ages, divinity itself has been descending as avatars in the human-like form to cause the ascension of humans to evolve to their higher possibility and to realize their ultimate nature and being and manifesting Sadashiva." When the divine, who is Sadashiva incarnate, he descends in the human-like form. His form and his acts are often presumed to be human-like. Just like the reflection of the sun cannot be compared to the sun itself. In the same way, the avatars cannot be compared to humans. His very DNA, his form, and the actions associated with his form are divine and beyond the human imagination. Seeing his form and acts that are human-like, many err him to be a human being. Some may err him to be an ordinary human being with extraordinary powers. Yet in essence, in the pure truth, he is Shiva himself, Shiva Tulya, and by his play, the divine Leela, he enacts to be human-like in order to raise us to becoming Sadashiva. For the sincere seekers of truth, he reveals his divinity, and for the rest, he veils his supreme powers. In this video, we have witnessed multiple instances wherein the traditional clothing has a significant impact with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the correlation with our perception and connection towards the state, space, powers, and being, the very essence of Paramashiva, the embodiment of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. Paramashiva holds a profound spiritual and political significance as the ruler, mentor, and divine manifestation. We will conclude with a quote by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Paramashiva manifests as Guru, an incarnation, Nija Avatara as Linga, Acha Avatara, and Sangha, KAILASA, for making every being experience conscious sovereignty. Experiencing conscious sovereignty is the purpose of your existence, and making you experience conscious sovereignty is the purpose of my existence.